Welcome to this edition of Royal Court, where kings and queens come to hold court. And we're going to be talking about Deion Sanders in Colorado. Are they for real? We just got done watching the game. Drummers and that up there in Atlanta. I'm down here in Florida. And what did you think about the game, man?
Man, that game was awesome. I'm glad you called me so I could catch up to it. I was outside doing the yard. I thought it was going to come on like now. I thought it was going to be prime time. But
yeah.
Prime time.
It was prime time. So Colorado wins 45-42 against TCU, who was ranked number 17th in the country. TCU last year went to the championship game and lost to Georgia.
Right.
So that just gives you a perspective. Now, a lot of the so-called professionals said that Deion would probably win only 3 games this year. But coming out of the box, he beats a top 20 team at their house for the first game of the season. Go ahead, Deion.
Let's not forget, his son broke the all-time passing record for Colorado. The yardage, was it 520 or something?
Yeah, Shadur had 47 attempts, 38 catches, 510 yards with 4 TDs. 4 TDs.
No interception, no turnover.
No interceptions, no turnovers. And a lot of the naysayers were saying, hey, he's just bringing his son along. He played at an HBCU. He's not going to be able to play at a play in the big leagues. Boy, did he shut them up.
Pocket quarterback, too. Let's not forget that.
Man, accurate, smart.
And wasn't afraid to take that shot down the field. I think every single offensive series, he took a shot down the field.
Oh, yeah. And they have a great wide receiver core. Those boys was getting open. Offensive line did really well. Kept TCU off of Shadur so he could pass the ball for those 510 yards. It was a great game.
It was. The second half was even better than the first half.
Oh yeah,
it was back and forth. I'm sitting there like, no. But
yeah, and the relevance is this is look, Deion Sanders we know is a winner, right? He comes from an HBCU, played in the SWAC. Yeah, everybody gave him flack for leaving Jackson State. If you go back and watch our podcast, you'll see that we had talked about that.
Right.
What did you feel about him leaving an HBCU to go coach for a primetime college?
I actually had second thoughts about it because of where he was coming from. I think if it was another school besides your HBCU, whatever, I think I probably wouldn't have nothing to say. But I thought about it. But when he said he's changing the coaching staff, the players, he's getting all new players, he's bringing everything with him, then I was like, okay, so this is a chance for a black quarterback to come and bring his whole coaching staff and the players that he wants and change the culture of a team that I don't think had too many black players.
No, it's in Colorado. So I'm not sure if they had a lot of black players, but if they did, they weren't very good because the year prior, they only won 1 game.
1-11.
And yeah, it was terrible. They had a terrible season. And the thing is, they gave him a lot of flack. I mean, black people gave him flack for leaving the HBCU, called him a sellout, this and that. This is bigger than that. He took those kids from the HBCU, brought them to a huge platform, and won with those kids. He told him he's bringing his Louis.
Yeah.
He got the flack for that too. When he told the kids and he went in there, he says, "Hey, do what you got to do. Jump in the portal, stay and compete for your spot. But I'm gonna let you know, I'm bringing my luggage, and it's Louis.
And I'm gonna tell you something. What's his main words? Oh shoot! His main words is, "We coming. We coming." That's their slogan. We coming. And he wasn't lying. They coming. Now we got to see what's going to happen in the next game. Are their emotions going to be way up here, or are they going to come back down? We didn't do nothing. You know what he's saying? We didn't do nothing. They said
y'all didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
Y'all didn't do nothing.
in 3 games. So now we got 2 more to win, so we can shut them up and go from there. Wow.
And I think it's a cultural difference when you have a black coach compared to a white coach.
I would agree with that.
Because it's a cultural difference. Now you have a black coach who has majority black kids from the inner city. He knows how to speak to them. He knows the culture. He knows how to talk to them. You know, and in there, and I know he doesn't cuss, but he's probably in there telling them, y'all didn't do shit. We ain't did shit. Yeah, we just getting started. Don't get too happy. Don't you get happy. Matter of fact, go run them stairs right now.
Look, son, don't think you're going to throw for 500 yards every game. The next game, you might throw for 30 and have 4 interceptions. What you do, you still got to win those games when you play good and when you play bad.
Right.
So,
and I think that's with him being at that playing at that level, preparing them kids, and that's what he's doing. He's preparing the kids. If you hear him talk, he talks about himself a lot. He does a lot of self-promotion, but he also talks about the reason I'm here is for these kids. That Travis Hunter, man, just so far, man, by this one game playing both ways, right? Game-winning interception, because like you said.
Yep. If he hadn't got the interception, they was going to lose.
Yeah. Came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. He wasn't even in the screen. That guy was wide open.
Yeah. And then playing both ways. And how many yards did he have on defense or on offense? He had 11 catches, 119 yards. So he's playing both ways.
1 interception. He only got matter of fact, what they call 1 pass on him today. The whole day?
They wouldn't pass to him. He almost had 2 interceptions. He dropped 1. Mm-hmm. Yeah, amazing player, amazing talent. Man.
I'm gonna say something about Deion and the attention he gets. I don't even watch football, but when I knew he was gonna play today, I was saying, okay, I got to remember I want to watch this game, and that just shows the type of attention that he brings. Because I sat down and watched the whole football game, and that was the first time in years. I don't even think I watched the whole Super Bowl because I don't care for football. Especially after the Kaepernick situation, I really don't watch football.
Professional football, I really don't watch it as much as I used to. I used to watch it every Sunday, but college football, I love college football. It's faster. It's more exciting. The games are always, well, not always, but the games are usually close. And it's a high level of competition because those kids are trying to make it to the league. Whereas you got these people that make it to the league, they get the big money, and then all of a sudden, they don't have the same drive as you see these young kids at the college level. Because those boys on both sides, hats off to TCU, they were playing some ball.
Yes, they came out to play in the second half. And, like you were saying about the scores, it's either close or a blowout.
Right.
Usually in college. It's 2-10 or it's 42-45 like we saw today. So, man, that was an incredible game.
Yeah, I want to look up what is his salary.
I know he got $40 million, I think it was, for them. $40 million for so many years. I think I was reading it the other day. I think it's $40 million for 4 or 5 years, which would come out to about $6 million a year. I think it's 5 years, $40 million or whatever, something like that. $50 million.
Oh, geez.
What?
Yeah, Deion Sanders contract with Colorado, 5-year deal, $29.5 million.
So $30 million.
And any bonus or incentives. Now, see, he did get the bag, but the thing is, at Jackson State, when he's at Jackson State, they packed the house, right? And he wanted to get some of the money from the football team selling out the tickets so he could reinvest back into the football team. Now, at HBCUs, not all, but the money gets kind of funny. I've worked at a HBCU, and it's like that shell where you got the ball and the shell. Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? They shuffle that money around, put it towards academics, and put it towards this. But Deion said, "Hey, that's our ticket money. We sold that money. We need to get that money." They didn't get all the money from the ticket sales, so I think that's another reason why he left. Jackson State. Now here, it's under a contract. It's a state university. They got to go by state guidelines. Jackson State is a state university, but not at this level. So, yeah, I think he did what was right. He brought a lot of attention to HBCUs.
Yep.
For 2 years, won a championship, won undefeated. So he did what he wanted to do at Jackson State. Then he moved up a level.
Who took his place?
I forgot the coach's name, but they won their first game too. So they're still doing good.
You think about the kids that come there knowing Deion came, boosted up the program, and then left. So that's got to be something great to go play for. Hey, we gonna win like Deion did. So
yeah, well, Deion left a lot behind. He left, redesigned the weight station, got everything that they needed for equipment wise. Because he complained about it the first year he was there. He's like, "How you expect these kids to do amazing things, and they got to work with this junk?" Same thing Ed Reed did when he went to Bethune-Cookman University.
Right.
Backfired on him though.
Yeah. But I also read he spent a lot of his own money to get some stuff together at the school as well. So like you said, he went there, he did what he was supposed to do. He spent his 3 years there, and then he was probably gonna go home and sit down. But since they was like, "Wait a minute, you want to come over here?" He took the bag.
Yeah. And I think it's another thing that, now his son is there. I didn't think he was going to go anywhere until his son got out of college. And if he goes pro, you never know. Deion might be the first father-son duo at coaching.
Right. Go to Atlanta.
Can you imagine that?
Atlanta a championship that they had it in their hand, but they fell asleep.
Well, they was playing the comeback kid.
I think that was somebody got paid a lot of money for them to come back. And for not to score a field goal or a touchdown in the second half, man, come on.
No.
You talk about that.
Yeah, we're here to talk about Deion Sanders and what a great job he's doing with those kids in that program. And honestly, as a black man, I'm so happy for him and that team, and I'm happy the way he presents himself, confident, you know what I mean? The way he presents himself, and go back and watch the post game press conference.
Okay.
Yeah, and that mindset trickles down to those kids, and they played like they believe, like, hey, we belong here.
They didn't get rattled. When TCU in the second half was scoring at will, I was like, okay, so can they handle this? Do they know what it's like? And they came right out, and Son just was throwing the ball like he was Dan Marino. I mean, he was on the back shoulder, he was throwing it. The bombs were coming over away from the defender. I mean, come on, you can't hate on what that boy was doing.
No, and a lot of them did. A lot of the sports writers are hating on him, saying he's coming from an HBCU. He's Deion's son. Blah blah blah. He's not really that good. Look, you might have two Heisman Trophy runners in that on the same team.
3 of them, because Edwards is good too.
Edwards is no joke either.
Edwards has the gear.
And we are getting ahead of ourselves. We still got to play a whole season. It's just the first game.
That's all right.
But the first game, look, if it's any indication on how they're going to play the rest of the season, they come into TCU, an away game, where they were, I think the spread on it was 20 points. So TCU, everybody had TCU winning by 20 points. They come into there, kill that number.
Right.
Not only that, they come into TCU, then TCU is ranked number 17. TCU was also in the championship game last year.
Yeah.
And they were going blow for blow for them every down.
Blow for blow. They score, and then he comes out and throws a bomb for a touchdown. This kid's got ice water in his veins. I mean, think about it. You think about the green light he had, because you think about it. When they call the plays in college, they'll tell him, okay, we're going to throw the bomb. This kid was looking around, then throwing it long.
Man.
Your daddy's the coach. Just think about that. Let me think. If he was the coach, he'd be hard on me. But I'd probably be doing the same thing Deion's son doing.
Yeah, my dad was a coach when I played football. Oh, God.
You know what? Your dad was probably punching all the players in the chest.
Yep.
He was grown men and he was punching us all the time. You see, your dad used to be like,
yeah, we used to have this saying: if you screw up, go give me some bark. There's a tree at Michigan Fuller. There's a big ass hill. You had to run all the way up the hill and then grab some bark and bring it back. At the end of this, I don't know if it's the tree still might be there, but the bark from like 5 to 6 foot on down, there's no bark on the tree. We had to jump up and get bark off the tree.
All right, next time we in Grand Rapids, I'm gonna say, let's go get some bark. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if that tree is still there. It's at Michigan Fuller Park.
I know you're talking about too, because that's a hill. Let's see if we can run up that hill. Not.
Yeah. So they had the basketball courts. I haven't been there in years, but they had the basketball courts on the top, and then there was a hill that goes down from the basketball court down to the football and the baseball field.
Wait a minute. If I'm not mistaken, when I was young, wasn't that where everybody went and slid down the hill on their slides?
Yeah.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Yep, it's right there off of Fuller, right before you get to Michigan and Fuller. And they had the big slide. And you got to be careful in the wintertime because you have the parking lot, and then there's another hill that goes down to Fuller. So if it's really fast, you would slide down the one hill, keep going, and then slide down the next hill into traffic.
To the street, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, Shedeur, what did you think about his performance today? And
it wasn't rattled. It wasn't shaken. He moved to the left or moved to the right and still got the ball thrown. I think he got sacked twice today, and that really wasn't his fault. The rush came so fast on him, he couldn't get away. But just the way he was moving and sliding, and it looked like he was going to take off because the defense thought. Next thing you know, he go, boom. I'm like, he going to be dangerous. Yeah. And look, is he a running quarterback? See, I never seen him run before.
He usually stays in the pocket. He can run, but he usually stays in the pocket. And we've come a long way. Could you think about the NFL back in the day? They wouldn't let blacks be quarterbacks. Remember that? Yeah, Warren Moon. Who else did you have?
Randall Cunningham. Doug Williams. He didn't run that much. He was pocket.
No. Yeah. But yeah, even Jimmy the Greek. Remember what Jimmy the Greek said?
Mm-hmm.
He said that black quarterbacks didn't have the mental capacity to play mental capacity to play the quarterback position.
And I was thinking, like, all you got to do is know the plays and be able to read the defense. Is that really hard?
Well, they didn't give quarterbacks black quarterbacks that, because it's the star position. You are leading the team.
Mm-hmm.
And the good old boy network didn't want to see that. Even my favorite team, Michigan. I love Michigan. I love the Wolverines. They don't have black quarterbacks. And I think that has a lot to do with the boosters and that old money.
Yeah.
They want to see the Tom Brady's and the Jim Harbaughs still at that position, leading that team down the field. Now, it's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. But, has that changed? And usually when they first had, Michael Vick and those guys coming up, so we had a whole bunch of, had black quarterbacks coming up. They were so athletic. They were so quick. They weren't smart, right? And you wouldn't hear that. Their intelligence, the reading of the game, their instinct, right? But now, when I was listening to the game here, they said, Shedeur, what an intelligent play. So now what they usually say about white quarterbacks, you're starting to hear it about black quarterbacks, even though it's always been there.
Right.
I remember some of the stuff Randall Cunningham could do, man.
Run the ball, jump over you, had a strong arm.
Man.
You didn't know how to really, you didn't know what to do because you didn't want him to take off, but you also knew that when he took off, he could throw on the run.
Yeah.
And just think of Doug. He didn't run that often, and he won a championship.
Oh yeah, Doug Williams. Yeah, he won. He first black quarterback to win it.
Black quarterback to win it, and he played great in that game. He played a flawless.
Yeah. He played a perfect game. Mm-hmm. But now you look across the league, who are the best quarterbacks in the league? Mahomes. You got the guy from Chicago, Fields. You've got Jalen Hurts. You've got, who else do you got out there? The guy from Seattle. They have a black quarterback.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. No, he's not. He's in Denver now.
Yeah, that's right. He moved.
So 5 at 6. Then you have a guy from
Ravens.
Lamar. Yeah, Lamar Jackson. So you got majority of the positions are black quarterbacks.
So you think there's 16 teams, we at least have half of the teams with a black quarterback.
Yeah.
That's a great accomplishment because you're right.
It's a huge accomplishment. And the game has changed. Thank you, Michael Vick. They railroaded Michael Vick too, man. They railroaded that man.
They did.
And that's what they didn't like that. And because he was the quarterback.
He was doing it that year when all that stuff happened. You're living in Georgia and your family members is living in a house and they doing this and that. Like, really? How you gonna babysit some grown-ups?
Yeah, they railroaded him.
I always say about that situation.
What's that?
Let's say me and Sharif is living in a house. It's your house. You the quarterback. You helping us out. You funding us. We just living a great life. And then they come and raid and say, oh, this is Mike Vick house. No, this is Troy's house. Stop. Troy don't know nothing about none of this.
Yeah.
This is mine. I do all this. So I'm gonna go to jail. So you can take care of me and I do that 4 or 5 years and I get out. Because when he went to jail, everything and everybody a part of him, just boom. You'll never the man with the money take the problem. That's a no-no.
Yeah, that's his problem. If he was, or it was other people were doing it, whether he was aware of it or not, he should have never went to jail.
No, he shouldn't.
You got people out there doing cockfights. You know what I mean? You got cockfights out there that are legal. You got, horse racing that's legal. You got horse racing. What happens to a horse if it breaks a leg?
They kill it. It's over.
They kill it. Yeah, it's gone. It's done. It's no good no more. They kill it.
Growing up in Cali, when I was young, I used to see pit bull fights like every day. That was like, they used to be right there in this big yard across the street and they'd be betting. And then the dog would get all chewed up. And that's when I got a first to see how pit bulls lock on you and they don't let go.
No.
And then, like you said, once they lose the dog, they kill the dog.
Right.
So it's like, wow. But, the dog lovers in this country is, whoo. Dang.
Yeah, you love dogs more than you love black people, period. In this country, or people, period, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a shame what happened to Mike Vick. Even though he should have been held accountable for it, I don't know, wrote a $2 million check to PETA or something, but they put him into jail, took his livelihood away from him.
Took his livelihood, his money, everything. His family suffered. He did recover, though.
He did recover.
But
not only that, but the embarrassment that they wanted to show for this man. That's what they wanted to. They wanted to humiliate him.
So you think about now, when he goes places, the PETA people are wherever he goes. They're not going to never let that go.
Yeah.
And anything else, he made a mistake.
Yeah, everybody in their lives has made mistakes.
Think about this. How many of us have grown up watching dog fights as nothing? It was just part of growing up. So you better believe if they were doing that, that's something they've been seeing since they were little kids.
Oh, yeah. Well, dog fights, they're everywhere.
Everywhere. It's a big bet. They win money off of that. Millions.
Yeah.
It's just underground, but yes.
Yeah, it is underground.
We know who runs it.
Yeah.
We know.
So, well, yeah, man, it was a great game. I get like you. I'm glad I caught it, man. But you see like you said, all the excitement that Deion brings to the sport.
Yep.
Even when he was at Jackson State, all of his games were televised.
All of
sold out, always sold out the arenas.
You think about the schools they played, they hardly ever had a sellout. They sold out when Jackson State came.
Oh yeah, and there's. I remember he was at Jackson State and he was playing Bethune-Cookman University, and he was upset because Bethune-Cookman University went to. They said we're going to play this game in Jacksonville, so they went to Jacksonville. Deion didn't want to play in Jacksonville at the Jaguar Stadium because then all the seats wouldn't be filled, right? And this is his mindset. This is his mindset. If you can't sell it out, we don't need to be there. He wanted a smaller venue so it would be more intimate, and so those kids he didn't want his kids to see empty seats. Right. And which it was. I mean, it's an HBCU event. DCU's fan base and Jackson State's fan base could not fill that arena. I don't even think it was half full. So that was his mindset. He's no, we ain't in the big leagues. We're at the HBCUs. Let's sell out the tickets at certain places. And then that's just his mindset. His business mindset and his gameplay mindset. It's just incredible.
The philosophy, the stuff that I hear him say, I'm like, wow, he is locked in. Like he's about to get out there and play. He's serious. Yeah. He's serious. He's the most serious head coach I've ever seen. Just how he talks, the way he talks. He's always in that competition mode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we coming. And that look, he got that look like, that snarl, that Mike Tyson look like, we're going to knock you out. So Nebraska's going to be the next game, and you better believe I'm going to be watching.
I'm going to watch that one, too. We would like to thank Easy Streams TV. Definitely. If you guys don't have that, you probably won't be able to see that. On Easy Streams TV, you can get all the college games all the time. So go ahead.
TV.
So go over to the Blacklist. Make sure you log into the Blacklist group and check that out. Easy Streams TV. We got all the football games, all the baseball, basketball you want. Easy Streams TV.
Pay-per-view, all that. I got to make sure I repost them because I haven't in a while.
Okay.
So I got to repost them.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a couple free months of service, Daryl.
I done hooked you. Daryl, I done hooked you up with at least 20 or more people. I know I have. All my friends, my cousins, my daddy. Well, my daddy gonna get it soon. But yes, it's a great service. Mm-hmm. Check out, y'all. Check out that. Excuse me. Check out the Blacklist.
Yeah, that's growing and doing well. And now, don't forget every Thursday night, Idiot Box Television. Well, I don't know what we're talking about this week, but make sure you guys tune in, replay it, share it. We would also like to thank the Malloys. The Malloys always share our content. We really thank you guys for sharing our content. It's an amazing thing.
Amazing. Let's not forget Justice for Jalen.
Yes, Justice for Jalen. We're going to have might be a 2-hour show on that one.
We will do that soon.
Yeah. So we're getting that together. Again, we're going to get more of these Royal Courts going. Drummer and Sharif, or me and Sharif, or me and Drummer will be on here talking about things. So we'll figure it out. Well, that's our time for this show. We appreciate you guys coming on. Troy Everett.
And DJ Drumtastic, y'all. It's prime time out there. It's prime time out there.
It's prime time. Congratulations to Colorado, Deion, and his family, man. Great game. Well, hopefully we'll be talking about them next week too.
Yeah, I think we will.
All right. Peace.
Peace.